Out here, if you're doing nothing, you're doing everything right. Though on a cruise with Norwegian, even if you're doing nothing, you're still basking in the warm sun, enjoying the peaceful ocean waves. You're breathing. Don't forget about breathing. Definitely need to be breathing. So you get to do nothing, or everything, but you still need to be breathing. It's like really important.
Experience the difference with cruises to Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry the Bahamas and USA.
Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and you know Andy's here with me.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Michael.
Top of the morning, a morning recording.
I know. Got my coffee here. Got some spring in my step.
I love this, man. It's better than meeting at night while the studio is sweltering.
Right? Just been cooking all day in here. We're in the preheat stage right now.
That's right. But guys, before we get into this case today, I got to remind you, you can catch these episodes early and ad-free with bonus content as well at patreon.com/truecrimeguys. There's a link right below the description of this episode, and you can please make sure you subscribe and leave a review wherever you're listening, even on these free platforms. We appreciate that very much. But today we're getting into another case of, they're not teenagers, but they are young kids who, just playing too much.
Yeah, it's young. It's just those. We say kids. They're young adults, but they're
young adults.
They're not done. They're not done.
They're not fully baked.
Yeah.
No.
And it's those kids that just they don't realize like their actions have consequences, and they don't realize that like the weight of some decisions.
And also, a lot of these kids, like we've talked about before, they were influencers, right? Especially Marianne Oliver herself, right? 1.6 million followers. Mm-hmm. So safe to say she was an influencer. She was a content creator.
We could only wish.
But they go up through their formative years in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. And that really does something to people.
It does. It does.
It really does. There's a reason the child star thing is kind of like a you know what I mean? A typical stereotype, and they typically turn out a certain way. And I think there's a discussion to be had about social media influencers hitting this height of fame, because I get it. It's not superstar or movie star influence, but yet it's a lot for someone who didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And is not someone who lives in California or what, you live in a small town in Ohio and you have 1.6 million followers.
Yep.
All of a sudden you feel pretty damn popular.
Yeah. And you don't have like you said those child stars, the Macaulay Culkins, the Drakes and John, like those kids had teams of people that worked with them. They had managers, they had their families, they had, an agent, they had, different people who did things, who like set these things up for them, and they set their appointments. They knew where they were doing. They were just the performer. Right. And it's like, but these influencers, these social media influencers are starting at such a young age doing it all themselves and just being like in charge of their brand and trying to like push themselves into the spotlight, trying to make themselves go viral. And it's this constant chase for something that you may never hit. So
that's true. And a lot of them do it through cosplaying and through playing characters, whether they dress up or whether they just act a certain personality or whatever on these videos. But that's kind of what garners them that following, right? And then, but the thing is, when people start very young playing a certain character, especially almost every day, which is what it takes to promote a social media. Yeah. Where do the lines get blurred? You know what I'm saying? They start to identify with these characters so much that themselves kind of get lost, or maybe they just don't build themselves from the beginning. Yeah. Like what truly is, what are these building blocks that make me me? Yep. They're pushing those to the side because they're idolizing these characters that represent small parts of themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So instead of figuring out who they are, they're just embodying these little things that they think are cool in other characters. And Marianne Oliver Snow, for all her creativity and the things she did, I stand by it. She did nothing original. Every quote she posted, every lyric, every line was all from an anime, from a song, everything.
Yeah, none of her original stuff.
Even afterwards, she had this heartfelt line on her bio, on her social media, about how, everyone in her wake, gets hurt, and she apologizes, and she feels all that was from an anime.
Yeah, it was a direct
I
quote
was like,
from the
what the
bitch. God.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But today we're talking about Marianne Oliver Snow. Her last name is hyphenated, Oliver Snow. They typically go by the pronouns they, them, but in this case, I'm going to use she, her, not to be disrespectful in any way, but just so the episode is clear. Because there are a lot of times where I'll be talking about a group of friends and that she is with, and in that sense, I will be talking about them.
Mm-hmm, they and them.
So. Right, so just to keep it on the same level, but just know off the hand, I don't mean no disrespect. But Marianne Oliver Snow is a former cosplay influencer known online as Yandere Freak or Snowthesaltqueen. More popular Yandere Freak, I would say.
Yeah,
I think that's the one that had 1.6 mil.
Yeah, that was the
profile.
main. That was the main personality or whatever that she adopted.
And we'll talk more about these personalities as we go on. But Oliver Snow was charged with manslaughter for fatally shooting her friend Helen Rose Hastings in January of 2021. The craziest thing about this is Mary avoided prison time, receiving just community service for the absolute unnecessary killing.
Mm-hmm. Damn near execution of her friend.
All intents and purposes, it is. It has William Burroughs vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It really does. All right, let's roll that intro and let's get into it, Andy.
Unusual. They say strange fascination, infatuation, a lunatic. Call me what suits your taste, I just want a taste. And I've always heard it's what's inside that counts. Because my inside
Snow had a following on TikTok of 1.6 million. That is 1.6 million people viewing Snow. That's insane, in my opinion. You have 1.6 million eyes on you, and Snow loved it. Snow loved that attention. I think that definitely sent them over the edge with their ego and their behavior.
Unfortunate. They say such a shame I turned out this way, a maniac.
All right, so Marianne Oliver Snow was born in the late 90s, and she lived in Houston, Texas. Now, in her early 20s, she's living with two friends in a rented house on Soft Pines Drive. According to friends and witnesses and pictures, the house was pretty disgusting. It smelled like vomit and cat urine.
Oh, it's just like a fucking bachelor pad.
Pretty much.
Just a trash pad.
They didn't have a lot of furniture, right? A lot of pillows on the ground, blankets and stuff, TV on the floor, big old empty walls with just like one anime poster in the middle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of...
Throw some Christmas lights up there as real good decorations.
Yeah. The bong sitting in the middle of the floor.
Got the empty liquor bottles lining
just,
the top of the cabinets as trophies of your of your sad weekends.
Very classy. Very classy. But Mary was a social media influencer. She posted a lot of cosplay content. Cosplay, if you're not familiar, comes from the words costume and play. Mm-hmm. I know it's huge in the U.S. right now. So some of you listeners in other countries, whatnot, maybe you're not as familiar with it, but I'm sure you are. People dress up as characters from anime, video games, comics, online culture, memes, even. Mm-hmm. I mean, nothing's off limits.
And that's just here in America. Like in Japan as well. Yeah, it's huge.
Japan invented it.
Yeah, it's huge in Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. But Mary posted the majority of her content, like we mentioned earlier, under the name Yandere Freak. Yandere is a character in anime who becomes violent due to being in love. And typically would kind of switch back and forth between loving and sweet and, angry and homicidal.
Yeah,
just the typical.
Typical. Those crazy ex-girlfriends.
Someone with no self-control. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's basically what this person is. But nonetheless, Mary became extremely popular on TikTok and had 1.6 million followers. And she also posted content on Patreon and OnlyFans. And of course, her OnlyFans stuff was kind of the same content, just a little skimpier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like once we get into the OnlyFans market, I feel like we'll really understand it.
Yeah.
Once we start our OnlyFans.
Yeah. That's when we'll have our breakthrough.
Right.
Yeah. But Mary cosplayed a lot of different characters. One of them was a character named Junko. It's from a Japanese video game called, I'm going to do my best, guys, Danganronpa. Danganronpa.
I hope so.
Danganronpa is actually a video game series. There are tons of Danganronpa games, all different types. But one of her favorites was this one where teenagers fight a bear that wants to kill them while they're locked inside their high school and can't get out.
If I'm not mistaken, I've literally heard my kids talk about one of these games, like the Danganronpa games.
There are tons of them. I'm sure they have. Yeah.
I remember just that, hearing this nonsensical word be shouted
right
by children and being like, "That's sure, it's a game, whatever."
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, we're locked inside a school and we got to fight." Like, I'm like, badass. All right, go
right.
ahead.
It's like your worst nightmare as a teenager, right? Like you're locked inside your school and something wants to kill you.
It's like a worst nightmare and best case scenario.
Right.
It's like, this could be my dream or my nightmare.
Right. There's tons of anime about high school, and because you see the target audience.
Yeah.
Right. But one in particular, if I could plug in one here, I read one called Floating Classroom. Awesome anime. It's just a standalone. I think it might have a sequel. I'm not sure, but you can read it just as alone.
If you read it, it's a manga.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
A manga. I'm sorry. It's a manga called Floating Classroom. And I think it actually has been turned into an anime.
Probably.
But I haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. My daughter had told me about it. And then I saw the manga at the library, and it was actually really good.
Nice.
Very cool. Very Junji Ito-ish, but it's not written by Junji Ito. I can't remember the guy that wrote it, but yeah.
Shit, I grew up as an early anime kid when I was growing up. I watched a lot of them. Not a lot of them. I watched some of the more popular American ones growing up.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon.
See, I wasn't a fan. I watched Pokemon a little bit, but that's
Pokemon,
about it, dude.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's like my first anime, really.
And that was one of the ones that grabbed a lot of kids of our generation. But it's like, I watched a lot of them younger, but I didn't stay in the world. I'm not familiar with the extensive world of the anime now.
Bro, you can't be. There's just no way you keep up with it.
No, I have a Crunchyroll subscription for my kids because they have like specific shows they want to watch.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can go on there and just be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Got more options than Netflix on here, and it's all the same like fucking media.
Right. Yeah. It's all the same animation. It's insane. But yeah, so Mary, she obtained celebrity status in the cosplay community, and I think that's safe to say. And she caught the attention of lots of people, but one being a teenager named Helen Rose Hastings, who was an aspiring cosplay influencer herself. Mm-hmm. Okay, she had a much smaller following, so she really looked up to Mary a lot. Helen lived with her parents, and she was described as friendly, like very outgoing, artistic, just kind. But, of course, opposing everyone's outward displaying of their personality. Everybody has things that counteract that. And she also suffered from depression, anxiety, eating disorders. She was not very popular with her classmates. She found herself isolated, especially in 2020. I mean, didn't we all?
Yeah, I think there was a kind of like a worldwide isolation type thing in 2020.
Yes. Especially in the summer of 2020. But that's when Helen ended up moving into Mary's house in Texas with her. 2 weeks later, she left Texas to attend Oberlin College in Ohio. But in November of 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic resulted in the suspension of all in-person college classes. So Helen returned to Houston and moved back in with Mary and just was doing her classes online like everybody else. Mm-hmm. At least until January 16, 2021, when Mary Ann Oliver had a get-together at her house, which included Helen and about 6 other friends. They kind of have like a normal, everything seems normal for a few months. There's not any indication that something's going to go wrong in these like the months that she's living with her. No, and again, this whole incident was a sheer accident, but it's just the recklessness that we have to discuss, right? And it's like, I mean, they were drinking, right? And now all these people were in their early 20s. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're drinking, they're smoking weed, but this party in particular got out of hand. Mary was, walking around the party playing with a gun that she got from a former boyfriend.
Yeah, they were watching like
they were watching Gotham.
Gotham, yeah. Yes. They said, and they were like, "Oh, I have a gun." Like Mary said, "I have a gun just like that," and she went to go get it. And apparently they all were like they all knew that she had this gun. Like a bunch of her friends knew that this gun was in the house, and they were all like comfortable with the gun.
Yeah.
Which fucking blew my mind.
Because they took the magazine out of it, Andy. What could harm?
Well,
what could possibly happen?
They were like, well, I think she was like,
one in the chamber. What's that?
My boyfriend took all the bullets, and then like I'm pretty sure I took the magazine out, and
Right.
like there was a quote from one of the people that
we're gonna talk about that. Yeah.
just fucking infuriates. If you're a gun owner or anybody who has any sort of gun safety, one of the quotes was like, well, we're cosplayers, so we were comfortable with weapons. And it's like,
Ignorantly comfortable.
A cardboard cutout of the Buster sword is not a Glock 17. Like, listen, if one's got moving parts, it requires a permit.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I was just so, they were so ignorant about literally a gun that was being brought out and being played with, like, and as if it were a cosplay piece.
Exactly. And it didn't take long before they were using it like a cosplay piece.
Yeah, they were playing with it as
like,
if
act like you're going to shoot me. And of course, getting in on the party, Helen was like, shoot me. So Mary placed the pistol against the left side of Helen's head and pulled the trigger. The bullet struck Helen and she fell to the floor, blood gushing from her head. Her friends panicked. They got a big red and white teddy bear that they had on the floor, and they pressed it against her head. There's actually pictures of this bear online. It's blood-stained and everything. They didn't know what to do. At about 1:30 a.m. now, this is January 17th now, a 911 call is placed from Mary's house. And, the friends say there had been a shooting. When officers arrived, they found Mary's 18-year-old housemate, Helen, mortally wounded from the single gunshot wound to her head. She was taken to a hospital where physicians quickly discovered that she had no brain activity.
And again, like I said earlier, like I said execution, it really was, because all the friends kind of were like, they were playing around, and like she literally said, shoot me. And Mary walked up and did like a anime style gun to the head, like cool execution style thing, and just shot her friend in the head.
And you want to tell me that shit ain't on video somewhere? You want to tell me one of them weren't recording that?
I don't know if they were.
That shit was on video somewhere.
There is a chance, and that's unfortunate.
This group recorded everything, dude.
But yeah, it's just like there had to be just a moment of pure shock when everybody, like when that gunshot rang out. Like, that's a small room, one gunshot rings out and drops.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine the shock that went through the room, but at the same time, it's just like, for fuck's sake, you never play with a gun. You never point a gun at somebody. It's not a toy. It's not a prop. It's not a accessory to a costume.
Exactly.
Like the fact that's where we talked about where the lines get blurred with some of these people in this community. It's like the Mary Oliver Snow talked about, like, that she had different personalities, her different characters that she would play on TikTok, right, and the different like reels that she would make or videos. That was like different personalities would be taking over, and they were different characters and stuff. And it's
right.
Like, you're not an actor on a movie set. Like, you're not being given props.
But see, they would argue that what they're doing is the same as that. And
no, I can understand being an actor, but I'm saying, like, you're not an actor on a movie set. Like, you're not like, they're not a team of people making a movie with props and lights and camera. It's not that. So for these people, when the lines start getting blurred, like, she's just picking up a real gun as if it were for the prop department. And it's like, you're not in that life. This is not that was your ex-boyfriend's gun. Like, it's not
right.
It's not a prop.
It's not even yours. You don't even know how to properly use it, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like they were so confident ignorantly in their abilities because they believed these personalities they adopted instead of actually knowing what they were doing.
Exactly.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
If you felt stuck trying to lose weight, you're not alone. Enter Weight Loss by Hers. It's designed to support you in reaching your goals. And Hers now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy through Hers, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. Everything is 100% online through Hers. You'll connect with a licensed provider who'll determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/believe to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/BLEAV. Forhers.com/believe. Weight Loss by Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit forhers.com.
And unfortunately, Helen survived 2 days in the hospital and then was taken off life support. Her parents actually had to make that difficult decision, and she was pronounced dead. Now, here's what the police found during their investigation. Mary, Helen, and her friends were all watching the TV series Gotham, as Andy mentioned earlier.
Decent show. Show.
Yeah, great show. At one point, a villain called the Penguin was shown holding a pistol, where Mary mentioned to her friends that she had a pistol similar to this one. She just wanted any reason to bring this gun out.
Yeah.
She's been thinking about this gun since her boyfriend left, probably.
Or she's ever since everybody's like walked in, she just wants to show it off.
Yeah. But yeah, so this guy broke up. They broke up, whatever. He left the gun at her house. And Mary believed it was safe to handle and manipulate it because, there's no magazine in here.
There's no ammo for it.
The ammo is separate.
Yeah,
so
he took that with him.
What's the big deal, right? And a lot of reports referred to this pistol as a Glock. It does look like a Glock, and it is a semi-automatic handgun, but it's actually a CZP-10 chambered in 9mm. And there are some really close photos of this weapon that you can find. So during the investigation, the police asked one of the witnesses, one of Mary's friends, why would Mary put the pistol up to someone's head in the first place? Mm-hmm. And this is where what Andy was talking about. One of the friends answered, because our group is wild, dumb, and just does jokes all the time.
Yeah, so does the crew of Jackass.
Worst joke ever, bro.
Like, prank Sinatra over here. That's not, no. Like I said, the crew of Jackass does those things. That's how you joke and wild and dumb.
Right.
Oh my God. Ignorantly playing around with a firearm that you don't know how to handle is not fun and wild, and it's dumb.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's ignorant. But Mary Ann Oliver Snow was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter. She was released, though, on January 21st on a $20,000 bond. It seems really low.
It was. It was pretty low.
But reportedly, Mary had some compliance problems while she was out on parole. For example, she violated curfew. She let the battery in her GPS tracker die. Oh, man. I wonder. Man, probably just forgot. She missed a pretrial hearing. At one point in time, she was also given a citation, or she was arrested for being drunk in public, which was also against her parole.
Yeah, she was not supposed to be drinking at all, I believe.
Exactly. And right after her arrest, she did stop posting on social media. But less than a month later, the posting picked right back up. Less than a month later.
She made like one final post saying that she was going on hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
But that she did not explain why.
No.
There was never any indication of why. There was never any... The information kind of didn't make it out, of the small town.
Right.
As quickly as it should have. So people didn't really know what she had done. She got out of prison, out of jail real quick. She wasn't still awaiting trial or wasn't in prison and stuff. So, yeah, she made a hiatus video, but yeah, like a month later, just slowly starts creeping back in.
She's right back in, and with the same type of like homicidal character stuff too. There's one where she's like holding a baseball bat, and she's standing in front of like a white background that has blood smear all over it, and there's blood on her. And this is all in that house, man. This is in the house where they killed their friend. Now, one of Mary's friends claimed that Mary didn't post this content, rather her friends did, because they were trying to keep the money flowing in from her account. So they were just taking old videos and posting them. But I don't know about that, man. There's a lot of sources that claim that content was new and that she was posting within a month.
Yeah, I believe.
And you really think she's out, right? You really think she's going to let her friends just profit off of her?
Yeah, I don't.
No, come on, man. How stupid do you think we are?
And to see how ignorant this person has been so far, I think they're getting right back into it.
Yeah, definitely. But ultimately, Mary Ann Oliver, she pled guilty and was sentenced to 5 years of probation. She was also ordered to perform community service. She didn't serve any time in prison. And Helen's parents were actually not opposed to the decision. They didn't want her to see any jail time.
Yeah. To be fair, her parents did believe that Mary genuinely cared for like Helen.
Right.
Like, it was not the murder was not intended. It was not malicious. It was not.
I get that.
And
but the recklessness has to be.
There has to be some sort of
paid
actual,
for. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, remember the case we did? I don't know how you could forget, but the two boys that pushed the log off the cliff and it killed the woman. How is this different, Andy?
It's not really.
It's really not.
No. You have witnesses to everybody.
Both of them boys went to prison.
Yeah. You have everybody saw this. It's negligent homicide by the easiest description. And you may not be a danger to others, but like you still killed somebody because of recklessness and carelessness.
If nothing else, an example has to be set to other people that you don't fucking play like this. This is playing too much.
Yeah,
you playing too much. Do not point the fucking gun at me ever.
Nope.
Ever, ever, ever. Told my kids, I don't care if it's empty. I don't care if I don't care if we out of ammo. Do not point that gun at nobody.
Nope. Don't ever point a gun
unless
at anybody.
Unless you intend to hurt them.
Yeah, that's the only time a gun should ever be pointed at somebody. With the intent.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It absolutely is. And it's frustrating even more that she kind of got this slap on the wrist.
I mean,
honestly, for this. And it just made her, like, now she's just like this even more like moody, dark persona. It's like it helped her character.
Well, it did and it didn't, because like I said, the word didn't get out very quickly, but then the word did start to spread through the cosplay community.
Yeah, I know,
people in the cosplay community and online started to learn about what she had done.
Yep.
And it really did hurt her brand. Because people started seeing her as genuinely heartless.
Yeah.
As genuinely like, oh, you didn't even address this? Like you didn't.
That's what I'm saying. And
like
then you continue to make the videos, man, the same way.
You never apologized for this. You never made like any kind of real. You never owned it. You never she never came forward.
Like I said, she tried to own it with that one post where I told you she had, I can't remember.
That was on one of her alt accounts.
But yeah, it was on an alt account, and it was a stolen quote.
It was a quote from that fucking anime.
Yeah.
And so there was never she never took responsibility for what she did. So that's why people started really pulling away from her and her brand and stuff, because they were like, we know what you did, and you're just trying to act like nothing happened.
Yep.
And we can't just pretend. Like, she'd already gotten in trouble a few times in the cosplay ring for like ripping somebody off on a sale, and like apparently bringing real weapons to a con one time.
Right. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
Like, she already had like a bit of a questionable reputation, but then once this news started spreading, it really hurt her brand.
No doubt.
So, like, I do feel like there were definite consequences for her, but the fact that she never owned it. She never came forward and made that apology video or any.
Where's the remorse?
There was none.
This was your friend.
Yeah.
I would have been devastated, dude. It would take years to bounce back from this.
To accidentally execute one of your friends in your living room.
Right.
That's not a. That's. I mean, yeah. People have been in car accidents before, and like someone dies in a car accident, or tragic things are like
Right.
things happen sometimes and it's terrible, but like for you to do something like that,
Right.
how do you just oh man, won't do that again.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but still, it doesn't fucking matter. It was completely avoidable. Absolutely avoidable.
Oh yeah, easily avoidable, and just the carelessness. Like we talked about, the lines became blurred in this small group of friends, in this one person's mind. I really do believe this person's like reality became a little bit blurry. Of like, you're not an anime character. You're not invincible. Like you're not like things just don't work out the way like it's not written as a story.
Right.
Like, so I do believe that this one person their reality got a little blurred, and they didn't know where to stop.
And like I said, how much of that is to blame on them, starting this hobby so early, getting so invested in this, and just making it so much of their personality during their formative years where you really don't have one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So much of your body is formed through your teenage years because you're physically growing into who you're going to become.
Yeah, your brain is still molding and like growing, and the fucking synapses are connecting and firing.
Exactly.
And like, you're still building those neural pathways.
Right. And if you're constantly telling yourself that you're like this, that you're like this character, you're like this character, eventually that label is going to seep in there. Mm-hmm. And you're going to start being reckless like this character.
Yep.
And that's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Hope a lot of people will learn from this one, man. These careless killings, like they scare me more than anything. Like the teacher where the kids were playing the prank on him, they TP'd his house.
Yeah.
And then he ran out and they accidentally ran over him.
Yes, that was fucking yeah. And even the kid, even the wife of the person was like, no, she didn't want to press charges because she was like, that was an accident. It was a complete accident. He wasn't even angry chasing them or anything. Like
that one's a different conversation at the same time too. I don't know. You think that accidents, like I said, accidents that end in death should be punished somehow, but in that case, it's like, well, what good does that do?
Sometimes the punishment is the guilt. In situations like that, you got to carry that guilt.
But those kids showed remorse.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
God,
like, the punishment is you have to carry that guilt.
Yeah. But she didn't know.
Mm-hmm. But for like a normal person, it's like that's what I'm saying. This girl kind of borders on sociopathy, like with some of her actions.
Yeah.
So
like a personality disorder or something. Maybe.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well,
you know what some of these cosplayers could actually use though?
What's that?
I think some of these cosplayers could use some Oh My Gaia.
They probably could
in those costumes.
Those costumes get a little toasty.
They get a little sweaty.
But that's okay because Oh My Gaia has got your back. They're an innovative, all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free products. Guys, there's tons of scents to choose from at ohmygaia.com. That's OHMYGAIA.com. Also, give them a follow at shop_ohmygaia on Instagram. Give us a follow while you're on there too at True Crime Guys because we're always sharing deals for Oh My Gaia on our story and whatnot. There's new scents being added, deals happening all the time. But because you're True Crime Guys listeners, you get access to a constant deal of 15% off your order by using the code word Crimepine, CRIMEPINE, no space. Crimepine for 15% off your order. Again, that's at ohmygaia.com, OHMYGAIA.com. Check out our True Crime Pine scent while you're there, guys. Also, don't forget to check out Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys. The best way to support the show for just $3 a month. God, $3 a month. You can't get nothing for $3 a month anymore, dude.
No.
Nothing.
Fucking inflation.
Right. But you can get access to all of these episodes early, ad-free, with bonus content, plus the 60 Vault episodes that are in there and some other audio files as well. Guys, again, that's at patreon.com/truecrimeguys. Make sure you give us a follow on social media. Make sure you leave a review and rate on whatever podcast platform that you are listening on. And that's pretty much it. What do you think, Andy? Anything else?
Pretty much nailed it, Michael. We got a couple more of these episodes, and then I'll get to host again.
That's right. Got a couple more True Crime Guys cases coming up the following weeks, and then we'll have headlines again.
So please send in some suggestions, guys. We got a hot summer coming up, and any good cases you can send our way will definitely help us out.
That's right. All right, guys, until next time, just keep on creeping.
Bye.